Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of November 15th. Very exciting day. This is the official pre-patch, the pre-patch event starting today. We will, of course, get started with the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Fortified, Bursting, Storming, and Shrouded. Again, that's Fortified, Bursting, Storming, and Shrouded. If you are planning on making Evoker, this is a pretty good week for Mythic Plus affixes here. Nothing too hard. Bursting and storming are more annoying than they are hard. Obviously, bursting, if you pull too many in a pug, things are going to go bad. But generally speaking, it's something that's manageable. And, it doesn't slow you down too much, and you can get a lot done. And it's fortified instead of tyrannical. So, could be a lot worse weeks if you plan on, making an evoker and trying to get them a little bit of gear right away to play right at the start of the expansion, so you have easier time leveling and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in game. Before we get to the straight up evoker stuff, we do have the WoW anniversary event still going on. Korok's Revenge. A lot of people, they didn't do anything new for this anniversary, which is a little bit sad. Obviously, they're very busy working on an expansion, but Korok's Revenge is the same, Alteric Valley thing that they had before. This is a great place to farm like honorable kills and honor and stuff like that, though. So if you're somebody still working on your titles for honorable kills and stuff like that, it's actually a really good thing to do. I actually enjoy it myself. As somebody that has a bit of gear, I can at least, even if my team loses, I can at least get a ton of honorable kills and killing blows and stuff like that. And so I actually have fun doing it myself, but it's not for everybody. But that's probably the highlight in my opinion. Other than that, you can get time warped badges and work on getting collecting items and stuff like that from time warped badges as well throughout this anniversary event, which ends right before the expansion launch on the 27th is when the event ends. We have a Battleground bonus event. That's just more PvP. The PvP brawl is South Shore vs. Terra Mill. Can't imagine people care about that too awful much there. And then other than that, there is no holiday going on this week. We do have the Thanksgiving holiday starting next week, with no reason to talk about that here. Obviously, the big news is this is it's 2 weeks from the expansion, first of all, which is pretty big news. And the other big news would be that, you could make your evokers if you pre-ordered Dragonflight. I'll talk about that just for a moment here. So if you are somebody who's still not sure if you're going to play Dragonflight, if you're still not sure if you wanted to buy it, if you don't want to pay the price for it, I believe the cheaper version of it is $40. Maybe it's less, but I think it's $40. And I would say from me playing on the beta, and it depends on how you value your money, right? When I buy a game, if I bought a game for $40, I would want to have a solid amount of playtime into it. I don't know what I would put on that, 40 out, almost like an hour per dollar spent. And for Dragonflight, I can almost guarantee you that you will get that out of it as long as you like World of Warcraft in general, because dragon riding is fun, because the professions is something to do, even to try out. If you like professions, if you like MMOs, you probably like professions a little bit. So you have these professions to try out. You have all kinds of cosmetic stuff in the game. Basically, because they didn't have all these player power systems, we have 3 to 5 just completely, optional systems that you can partake in that are all kind of pretty fun. And then, of course, you do have the endgame stuff as well. You have, the big three, Mythic Plus, rated PvP, and rating, right? You still have those big three if you want to partake in those. And then, of course, you have solo queue as well, which is, kind of another option to do rated PvP without having to do a group or commit to anything or anything like that. So would I say that you would get 40 hours out of your first month of Dragonflight if you want to? If you have 40 hours to play a month, right? Not everybody does. If you have 40 hours to play in a month, would you get that out of Dragonflight? I would say yes. If you count a sub for $15 a month, would you get 55 hours if you have that to play in Dragonflight? Again, I would say yes on that. If you really like World of Warcraft in general, I would say go ahead and pre-order if you haven't, and try out the Evoker because it's actually quite fun. Or, you can wait, of course. Everybody can wait. And, if you generally are more on the fence on World of Warcraft, then I'm not really speaking to you. If you're somebody who's I don't really like the game anymore, I don't like this and that, then I'm not really speaking to you on that. I'm more talking about people who generally do like the game, but maybe wanted to be a little bit careful because Shadowlands wasn't that good at the start, right? I think there's going to be a stark difference as far as things to do at the beginning of Dragonflight compared to the beginning of Shadowlands, because the Maw was terrible and it was like all there was to do, and Torghast. So it's a bit of a stark difference there as far as that goes. So yeah, for me personally, I'm going to be making my Evoker right away, playing on that a lot. I'll probably have videos doing Evoker type things and stuff like that. I'm definitely looking forward to it a lot. The pre-patch event itself probably the best part of it is it's an opportunity to get yourself some gear, some starting level gear. I think it's like 272 or something. I could be wrong on the item level, which is, it's not high end by any means, but it's something that you could level in Dragonflight. And it's a nice little starter set of gear on an alt or on your Evoker or whatever. And so you can do that just by doing the like invasion style thing. I always call it invasions because that's kind of what the pre-patch events have turned into mostly, like these invasions. And so even if it's not like a true invasion, that's kind of what I call it. And you can complete these, get these currencies, and buy this gear and stuff like that to kind of get in. There's other stuff to buy too, but you can get the 272 gear and it's a good way to give your alt some gear and to get like your Evoker some starter gear before you do whatever else you want to do on your Evoker. So this is a super exciting week. I think we're going to see a ton of people playing and having fun with their Dracthyr. I think we're going to see Dracthyr all over the place. Frankly, people trying them out. Some people loving it, some people hating it. Lots of opinions everywhere, I'm sure, but it should be a pretty fun week. And then we'll go into the next week where everyone's just kind of waiting for the expansion to come out. But I do think this week will be pretty fun and pretty hype. So I'm definitely excited about it myself, and I can't wait to start playing and hopefully play the game a lot this week in general. So that's it for this one, guys. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.